Reality check man from your device, you know, say aromatic realistic TV. Anyway, people, we see that the media is in a frenzy. Psoj, the private sector of Jamaica, also is in a frenzy. The Jamaica Labour Party also is in a frenzy. You know, and I'm telling the Jamaican people, and I want the Jamaican people to start taking notes of the traditional media, the CVM, the TVJ, the Nationwide, the Observer, the Gleaner, the RGR groups. They are more detrimental to the citizen of Jamaica than even the Prime Minister. The traditional media are more detrimental to the citizen of Jamaica than even the Prime Minister. So we see where them are trying to chastise Isat Buckhanan. But let I continue into the story. Let me blow a little steam, you know. So Isat Buckhanan was on Andre Stevenson's show. And while he was on the show, he also quoted a Vybz Kartel song. He quoted a Vybz Kartel song. And because he do so, that is what driving the upper echelons of Jamaica right now in a frenzy. Because he quote a song, you know, from Addy the Daddy, you know, Adidja Palmer, you know, Vybz Kartel. It drive the upper echelons of Jamaica in a frenzy. But let me remind you, my Jamaican brothers and sisters, it was the Prime Minister's wife, Juliet Holness, stand on a platform with a microphone and tell the audience where some citizens in a Jamaica live. A dump, garbage, riverbed, and gully side. It was the Prime Minister's wife, Juliet Holness, class Jamaica, tell them say where they live are in a riverbed, dump, garbage, and gully banking. We didn't see the private sector run out. It was Everald Warmington, call a citizen of Jamaica. Dog, flea, fly, and chink. It was a Everald Warmington, call a citizen of Jamaica. Dog, flea, fly, and chink. It was a George Wright, give a woman nothing but some Mike Tyson. Boop, boop. And when that did not please him, he just drew off your stool and just finish, trash it out on her. Where was the Psoj? Where is the private sector of Jamaica? Where is the hierarchy of the Jamaica Labour Party? And where was the traditional media? Where was the traditional media to shed highlight on these injustice? Where were they? There was nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. Where was the Psoj? They were nowhere to be found. Because the poor people attorney, Isat Buckhanan, quoted a Vybz Kartel song. They want to chastise it. They're all in a frenzy. It's the biggest headline from the start of the year. It is now the biggest headline because of who? The poor people attorney, Isat Buckhanan. So he resigned as the PMP chairman of Human Rights Commission. He resigned from the PMP as chairman of the Human Rights Commission. He also apologized for the comment that he made on Andre Stevenson's show. It takes a big man, to apologize. And he did so. Free speech, Free speech, he didn't have to. But he did so. And he apologized. The PSOJ no want to hear that. Because they are the big, bad, mighty wolf. Because of them control Andrew Wilness. And of them run Jamaica. So this is what the PSOJ is calling for. We want the General Council and the Bar Association to take strong disciplinary action against Isat, Buckhanan. The PSOJ, the private sector of Jamaica, who have Andrew Wilness in them pocket. Their statement, we want the General Council and the Bar Association to take strong action against him. I want to ask the PSOJ and I want to ask the traditional media in Jamaica. The Petrojam scandal, where we lose 500 million barrel of oil from Upper Petrojam. The island have no foot and then can't walk out. Where was the PSOJ and the traditional media in Jamaica? Where were they? Let's go further. Cornwall Regional Hospital. A sum of 1.5 billion was allocated to do some what? Renovation and refurbish of that hospital from 2017, a year after the Prime Minister won his election in 2016. They start that project at the Cornwall Regional Hospital for $1.5 billion. That project overrun so much that if you put it on a Barnet River, it would have washed out Montego Bay. It now at 14.5 billion. A project, that was scheduled for 1.5 billion from 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 6 years. And that project can't complete. And it's now overrun of about 15, 16 million because they said it's going to continue climb. Where was the traditional media and the PSOJ for all these probing in these overruns? In the pandemic, when the Jamaican people back are against the wall, they don't know what to do. Because your favorite bro God said, turn on the yard and DMRA hack. And if you don't come out, 300 and 400 and 500,000 charge. He gets $750 million from the Inter-American Development Bank, from the World Bank, from the IMF. From the IMF. Where did that money go? 750 million to distribute to the less fortunate, the vulnerable, the deplorable. Name it. Where did that money go? So where was the probing in the 750 million COVID money from the traditional media? They were nowhere to be found. They were nowhere to be found. The Prime Minister himself, the Integrity Commission of Jamaica, fined the Prime Minister in wrongdoings. The Prime Minister started 5 companies while working for the government of Jamaica. One of them was Westcon Construction Limited, where the Prime Minister himself recommended to the Education Ministry for jobs. Isn't that conflict of interest? You cannot have a full-time job and the government job at the same time. Isn't that conflict of interest? So where was the probing in these this case from the traditional media, the nationwide TV, JCVM, the Gleaner, the Observer, the RGR groups. Where were they? Nowhere to be found. Let's move on to the genius who the Prime Minister introduced to us. Said the best thing since Captain Bakery Bread, Rural Read. He steal millions from the education ministry. Millions away from our youth's future. Where was the probing from the traditional media to bring clarity, to bring these people to justice so taxpayers can get a relief? Where was the traditional media? The Health and Wellness Minister, Christopher Tufton, baby died twice under his watch. Twice under Christopher Tufton watch. And his remarks was, he didn't know. He did not know. So when I say the traditional media is more detrimental to the citizen of Jamaica, you see that I'm not joking. When I say the traditional media is more detrimental to the citizen of Jamaica, you see me not joke. A serious thing me depan. And a non-joke. They are more detrimental to the citizen of Jamaica than Andrew Holness. So where is the probing from the traditional media into these high crimes? Where is the probing from the traditional media into these high crimes? Where is the probing from CVM, TVJ nationwide? Where is the probing from the Observer, the Gleaner, the RJR groups? Where is the probing? They are nowhere to be found. Because they're controlled by the who? The Psoj, private sector. And the government is in the private sector pocket. And they are working for the government. So now the Jamaican people can see whose side the media is on. Because you know, blowing something like this out of proportion. Isat Buckhanan quoted a Vybz Kartel song and run with it and take it to be the biggest headline. And the Prime Minister starts 5 companies while working for the Jamaican people. Isn't that conflict of interest? Petrojam, 500 million barrel of oil under the Andrew Holness administration. Rural Read, millions of dollars from the education ministry. And where is he? Christopher Tufton, baby died twice under his watch. And he said he wasn't aware. So where is the traditional media? I hope the Jamaican people are looking out of their eyes. And they are listening around. And keep their ears to the ground. Because now we know who the traditional media is supporting. And you don't have to look any further. We know it's the Jamaica Labour Party and the Andrew Holness-led administration. Because the Psoj control the media. And the Psoj control Andrew Holness. So he quoted a Vybz Kartel song. And because Isat Buckhanan quoted a Vybz Kartel song, the traditional media take it and make the biggest headline and run with it. The biggest headline and run with it. The traditional media, the biggest headline and run with it. So where is the probing in the Cornwall Regional Hospital that overrun from 1.5 billion to over 14, 15, 16 billion? Down a Petrojam, 500 million barrel of oil went missing. The Prime Minister get COVID relief, 750 million to distribute to the reject, the poor, the vulnerable, the deplorable, the unattached, the nobodies. Where is the money? The Prime Minister start 5 companies while working for the government and using the government to enrich those companies. Railway steal millions from the education ministry. Baby dies twice under the watch of Christopher Tufton. Bobby Montague 200 million to buy police car. No police car can show up and Bobby Montague no return the money. So where is the traditional media? The traditional media should be there probing this case. Daily, secondly, minutely, hourly, to bring clarity to the Jamaican people. Because taxpayers must know where their money went. Where their money went. The media is there as the buffer between us, the citizen, and the government. The media is there to hold the government accountable, to make the government think twice before they try to do something, to expose them and make the Jamaican people know them and see them for who they are. But instead, they wrap up in a bed with the Andrew Holness-led administration, because the media is controlled by the Psoj, and the Psoj have Andrew Holness in their pocket. So you run with a story on Isat Buckhanan because he quoted a vice cartel, the teacher, Addy the Daddy song, and call Paula Louis in name. Because Paula Louis, Paula man say. And because of that, you know, chastise the man. The PMP say he must resign as the chairman from the PMP Human Rights Commission. He apologized to Paula Llewellyn. He apologized. It takes a big man to apologize. But the Psoj said them not having it. This is the Psoj statement on TVJ News. We want General Counsel. We want the General Counsel and the Bar Association to take strong action against this man who just quoted Vice Cartel song against this lady. This man done no harm. This man done no harm to taxpayers. But you don't want to crucify him. But the Andrew Holness-led administration that is so corrupt, is so corrupt, you willing to let them slide. You guys willing to let them slide. But a man who just quote a song, who want to chastise him and write off his career. Jamaican, look out on your eyes. God give you wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Use them up and see what is taking place. The poor people's attorney, Isat Buckhanan, where you don't have to have money. He's the Benjamin Crump of Jamaica. You know what? CV man then think they don't always see Benjamin Crump when they kill a black somebody. Well, Isat is the Benjamin Crump for Jamaica. You don't have to have money for Isat to take your case. They don't like poor people. And they don't like the poor people attorney. Remember that, Jamaica. They say take sleep and mark death. Anyway, my people, stay tuned to Aromatic Realistic TV. Like up the thing and share it, you know. Because we want the four corners of the globe to know what they're going. We want the four corners of the globe to know what they're going. So anyway, my people, each one teach one. No man is an island, no man stand alone. Treat your fellow man with respect. The struggle is real, and we have to deal with it together. They say united we stand, or divided we drop. Let's get unite and fight for one cause, and it's to save Jamaica. Until then, God and good road. I'm out. Blessed. Blessed. Blessed.